everybody. I'm here. This is the Sen-Taur Scrolls, Lore, Fire, and Forbidden Texts. We're reading from Aradia, or the Gospel of the Witches. But before we get started, I want to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. And with that, let's get started. We are on chapter 10, called Madonna Diana. The Madonna is essentially the goddess of the moon, by Naples in the 90s, by E.N. Rolfe. Once there was, in the very old time, in Centrado Alto, a girl of astonishing beauty, and she was betrothed to a young man who was as remarkable for good looks as herself. But though well born and bred, the fortune or misfortunes of war or fate had made them both extremely poor, and if the young lady had one fault, it was her great pride. Nor would she willingly be married unless in good style, with luxury and festivity, in a fine garment, with many bridesmaids of rank. And thus became to the beautiful Rurasa, for such was her name, such an object of desire, that her head was half turned with it. And the other girls of her acquaintance, to say nothing of the many men whom she had refused, mocked her so bitterly, asking her when the fine wedding was to be, with many other jeers and sneers, that at the last, in a moment of madness, she went to the top of a high tower, whence she cast herself, and to make it worse, there was below a terrible ravine, Blaza, into which she fell. Yet she took no harm, for as she fell there appeared to her a very beautiful woman, truly not of earth, who took her by the hand and bore her through the air to a safe place. Then all the people round about who saw or heard of this thing cried out, "Lo, a miracle!" And they came and made a great festival, and would fain persuade Rosara that she had been saved by the Madonna. But the lady who had saved her, coming to her secretly, said, "If thou hast any desire, follow the gospel of Diana, or what is called the gospel of the witches." And it says, "Il Vangelo della Streg," who worship the moon. Say, "La Luna adore tutu to Otari." If thou adorest Luna, then what thou desirest thou shalt obtain. Then the beautiful girl went forth alone by night to the fields, and kneeling on a stone in an old ruin, she worshipped the moon and invoked the Diana this: "Diana, beautiful Diana, thou who didst save from a dreadful death, when I did fall into the dark ravine, I pray thee grant me still another grace. Give me one glorious wedding, and with it full many bridesmaids, beautiful and grand. And if this favor thou wilt grant to me, true to the witch's gospel I will be." When Rosara awoke in the morning, she found herself in another house, where all was far more magnificent. And having risen, a beautiful maid led her into another room, where she was dressed in a superb wedding garment of white silk with diamonds, for it was her wedding dress indeed. Then there appeared 10 young ladies, all splendidly attired, and with them and many distinguished persons. She went to the church in a carriage, and all the streets were filled with music and people bearing flowers. So she found the bridegroom and was wedded to her heart's desire, 10 times more grandly than she had ever dreamed of. Then, after the ceremony, there was a spread a feast at which all the nobility of Sen-Taur were present, and moreover, the whole town, rich and poor, were feasted. When the wedding was finished, the bridesmaids made every one a magnificent present to the bride. One gave diamonds, another parchment written in gold, after which they asked permission to go all together into the sacristy. And there they remained for some hours undisturbed, till the priest sent his chirico to inquire whether they wanted anything. But what was the use of amazement at beholding not the 10 bridesmaids, but their 10 images or likenesses in wood and in terracotta, with that of Diana standing on a moon? And they were also magnificently made and adorned as to be of immense value. Therefore the priest put these images into the church, which was the most ancient in Sen-Taur, and now in many churches you may see the Madonna and the moon, but it is Diana, la Dea della Luna. The name Rosa means to indicate the Latin ros, the dew, rorere, to bedew, roruluta, bedewed, in fact, the goddess of the dew. Her great fall, and being lifted by Diana, suggested the fall of the dew by night, and its rising in vapor under the influence of the moon. It is possible that this is a very old Latin mythic tale. The white silk and diamonds indicate the dew. And I think we'll stop there because chapter 11 is very long, and it's going to take a whole segment just to get through chapter 11. So I hope everybody has a wonderful and beautiful Mother's Day, and don't forget to like and share. We'll do this every Sunday at 4 p.m. Until then, blessed be.